it's next to me. Ooh, weather 7, the capital W. All right, everyone, I believe this should be ready to rock and roll. We are streaming to you now because of a severe thunderstorm warning that is currently in effect for Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe County, really northwestern Bibb County. You can see it over my shoulder here. What I'm going to do is put it full on the screen for you so you can get a better look at it. This just issued from the National Weather Service up in Peachtree City. It's a severe thunderstorm warning again for Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe County. The threat is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but you can see that verbiage there of tornado possible. We are watching for some rotation within this storm, especially going through the Roberta area along Highway 80 and 341. If you're in Sandy Point and you're watching us right now, probably a good idea to be indoors, away from doors and windows, lowest level of a home, just because there is signs of rotation within this storm. It's not necessarily super tight, but we are keeping an eye on it as it has progressively started to wrap around there, those green and red colors wrapping closer together. So we're just going to treat this as if there is the potential for a tornado in it. Of course, that is when you need to be heading to your safe space. So places like Moran, Lake Tobosoffke, if you live along there, around there, Lizella, just a good idea to stay indoors, away from doors and windows, that safe place just in case. This isn't a tornado warning, it is a severe thunderstorm warning, but nonetheless that wording tornado possible is there, and it does look like there is some rotation within that storm. I am going to get onto my phone so I can try and see some comments if possible for you guys. But nonetheless, severe thunderstorm warning, this goes until 9:30 in the morning, so we'll continue to track this for you. It is moving off to the northeast, I believe, at 40 miles per hour. So what I'm going to do is put a timer on this for all of you tuning in. So severe storms starting to fire up across central Georgia. I believe that's really all we got across the southeast right now. And it's all along a cold front, or ahead of a cold front, I should say, that is going to continue to have the chance for severe weather as we go through the day. All right, let's put a timer on this really quickly before I start getting into anything else. So moving off to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. Make sure that's 40. All right, so again, Moran, Lake Tobosoffke, Bolingbroke, and Arkwright. Again, that's all for Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe counties, towns in Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe counties. That is who is going to be impacted by this storm. 9:32 at Arkwright. That does go past the warning time for this storm, but at the end of the day, you're still going to want to just be prepared if this continues to hold together. Our atmosphere definitely has a good bit of wind shear in it, hence the tornado possible. Wind shear being that change in wind direction and speed with height that does cause for that tornadic threat. And we will continue to have threat for a brief tornado today as we head through the late morning into the afternoon hours. Here we go. Now that's where I was looking for. Let's see, so I can get some of your comments if I need to. Awesome. All right, so good morning, everybody. Again, if you're watching and it's raining over you and you're not in Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe County, this isn't concerning to you. But if you live in any of those towns on your screen, then you are going to want to be being extra weather aware as the storm is quickly moving your way. What I'm going to do is check the rotation on this just to keep an eye on it because of that tornado possible verbiage here. So where the rotation could potentially be, or where it is, but doesn't look extremely tight, but still definitely concerning, is right here. Just went through the Roberta area, heading off towards the Lizella area. This might just head to the north of Lizella and near Lake Tobosoffke. So if you are in Lizella or you live around Lake Tobo, just be sure that, again, you're not heading out right now. I know this is, I think a lot of people are probably already out the door at work if you're watching us from work. But nonetheless, try and stay away from doors and windows. In fact, stay away from doors and windows. Don't try. You should, because of the potential for a brief tornado within this cluster of thunderstorms that's currently moving through. Right now, it looks like Crawford County, and then it's going to move into parts of northwestern Bibb and then eventually into southern Monroe County within the next few minutes here. So we're going to keep an eye on that rotation. What I'm going to do is zoom in a little bit just to get an idea of where this is impacting currently. So again, along Highway 80, Sandy Point, this is pretty much moving over you. Heads up in Lizella, again, Moran, Lake Tobo. If you live in any of those places or around there, you work around there, just don't be heading out right now as this storm continues to make its way through. I'm going to zoom in on a couple of roads here. Mimosa Drive, Hopewell Road East, Elm Drive, if you live along there, this storm is heading your way with that potential rotation in it. Smith Chapel Road, Spring Hill Church Road, it looks like Logging Road, all those places just get a heads up. That is, I believe, in parts of northern Crawford County. I'm going to go a little bit further into Bibb County here and take a look. It looks like Hopewell Road again, Midway Road, also McCollum Place. If you live on Lower Thomaston Road and Montpelier Station Road, those places, this storm with that potential rotation in it is headed your way. Just be prepared for it. It is moving very quickly off to the northeast at 40 miles per hour right now. Okay, let's see. Looking in some of the comments just to see what's going on. Again, if you are not in Bibb, Crawford, or Monroe County, this does not concern you. And really, if you're in southern Bibb, so if you're in places like Rutland, this doesn't look like it's really going to impact you. The Middle Georgia Regional Airport, that's not going to be a problem. What you're looking at right now is velocity. That shows the wind direction towards and away from the radar. That gives us an idea of rotation. And the closer the reds and the greens get to each other, that indicates a tighter rotation. Now, this is a severe thunderstorm warning. It did get issued because of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but because of this broad rotation within it that has kind of been tightening and loosening up as the radar scans come through, they did put that tornado possible verbiage in there just in case this continues to tighten up. Again, this goes until 9:30, so for another 20 minutes or so. If we zoom on out here, it seems like that's about all we have warning-wise across the southeast, or at least in the state of Georgia. A very long line of broken, scattered showers and storms. Most of the activity today has been along the panhandle of Florida. And for us here in central Georgia, if you are not in that severe thunderstorm warning, places like Baldwin County, if you're watching us from Jones County, if you're watching us from Putnam, Jasper, Washington, Hancock County, I've seen a lot of people in the comments from Hawkinsville and also Lawrence County. You're dry right now. You got a little bit of rain earlier today, but we will watch as we have our front come through for storms to redevelop out ahead of it through the day, and that is going to continue our severe threat into about 3 o'clock this afternoon, maybe even 4 p.m. Here's a look at that storm threat really quick. Of course, I want to continue to go back to the radar for all of you joining in from Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe counties that need to know the information on this severe thunderstorm warning. But nonetheless, Storm Prediction Center did actually, just before this warning came out, downgrade our threat to a level 1 for places like Crawford, Bibb, and Monroe. Nonetheless, that doesn't mean there's no threat, just more isolated. And as we head into the afternoon, again, along that front as it moves in, storms could start to redevelop. So that's where we're looking for. Of course, you're also going to have the heat of the day played in there. So there's a few ingredients you need for severe storms. You need moisture. We've got plenty of that getting pumped in. If you walk out the door, you notice it's a little bit humid out there. You also need some heat. And when you get breaks in the clouds, that just adds on to the heat. You also need a lifting mechanism. And that's going to be our cold front as it moves through. That's going to help lift everything up and allow for that thunderstorm activity to happen, including that severe threat. And so I think that if you're south and east of Macon, your threat will be a little greater as we head into the afternoon hours. But nonetheless, of course, all of the area under some sort of threat for severe storms. And we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in play right now. Again, this is for Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe for those of you just tuning in. If you're in places like Rutland, this isn't impacting you. This is really just for northern Bibb County and also southern Monroe County for now. Now, this could potentially push into Jones County. So if you're in places like Gray or Round Oak, Juliet, you might want to just be getting prepared just in case this storm does start to continue to hold together, take advantage of some of that wind shear our atmosphere has to offer. So what we're looking at, that potential rotation, moving over Sandy Point right now, that was the place we were keeping an eye on. Again, the tornado possible verbiage in here. Smith Chapel Road, Girl Scout Road, Hidden Lake Drive, Logging Road. If you live along those, work along those, just be sure you're indoors, away from doors and windows. We're going to treat this as if they're the tornado possible. We're going to kind of take that and run with it just because it's possible. While it isn't necessarily a tornado warning, with that possibility there, we're going to treat it as if we're telling you how to prepare for a tornado as we go through this warning. Looks good right now in Roberta. People watching from Crawford County. Yeah, Roberta, you're fine now. The worst of it is passed over you. Right now, we're looking more towards Lake Tobosoffke, Moran, and Lizella for that rotation to potentially move over. So that is what we're looking at right now. If you're in North Macon, yeah, it does look like this storm could potentially impact you. So you'll want to start to kind of just if you were planning on heading out the door in a couple of minutes, don't do that. Wait for the storm to pass, and then you can go along with your day. I know that there's really no convenient time for severe weather, but I know in the morning when everyone's trying to get their day started, it definitely doesn't make it any better. So nonetheless, very gusty wind within this storm. It did get warned because of that 60-mile-per-hour wind gust being recorded. You can see some lightning going on near the Lake Tobesofkee area, so these storms starting to gain some strength as we go through the morning. For the most part, just rain, but of course we do have this severe thunderstorm warning for Crawford, Bibb, and Monroe County, and it does look like if you're in Roberta, the worst of it is out of your way. You're probably just dealing with some very windy conditions right now, which is the same for all of the area. It is a very windy morning out there for the start of the day. Alrighty, so again, we're looking at the rotation. It's about right here. It's starting to tighten up a little bit. We'll continue to keep an eye on it, but again, like I said, we're kind of going to treat this as if it is a tornado warning. It is not. The tornado is possible, but just with that verbiage in there, we're going to treat it as if we are preparing you for that, just with that possibility. I'd rather you be over-prepared than under-prepared for something like this, right? Especially when you're talking the potential for a tornado. So that's where the rotation currently is. This system moving off to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. For those of you just tuning in, again, this is for Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe. You can see that on the corner of your screen there. It is moving off to the northeast at 40 miles per hour, so now might be a good time to do another one of those little tracking cones for you here. Northeast at 40. Let's see if it'll fit on the screen there. I might have to zoom out a little bit. Yeah, let me zoom out. It's not gonna reach. Just hang tight with me for 2 seconds. Looking at some of the comments, how's it on Zebyon Road? I'd have to zoom in a little far to see how Zebyon Road is. I do know that's over by the 475-75 split. Doesn't necessarily look half bad over there. It's probably just very rainy, but I'll figure that out in a second for you. Let's see. All right, let me put a cone on this. That rotation looks fairly decent, so let's do, oh, there we go, 40 miles per hour. All right, so again, Lake Tobesofkee, that's at 9:27. Now, this warning does end at 9:30, but it could extend further than that. So if it does, that'd be places like Lorain, Bolingbroke, and Arkwright. Bolingbroke around 9:37 and Arkwright around 9:41. A lot of these places in northern Bibb County. This could eventually extend into parts of Jones County if it holds together, and then potentially, obviously, southern Monroe. It looks like southeastern Monroe County, where you'll find, of course, Bolingbroke. So again, if you live in any of these towns, if that is within a few minutes drive of you, just treat this like there is a tornado warning, just because, again, I want to over-prepare you rather than under-prepare you for a storm like this that has that wording, tornado possible. So away from doors and windows, just wait for this storm to roll on by. It is moving very quickly, and then you can go about your day. But I don't want anyone heading out and about when all this is going on. Will this be heading towards East Macon? I think East Macon, you're going to get passed by this cluster of storms. You'll probably get some rain because we do have a lot of rain out there, but East Macon, you're looking all right. So let's zoom in and we'll start to look at a few of the roads that this could impact. So what we're looking at along 475, so if you travel along there, there's Zebyon Road right here. Let me get the pointer out really quick. So here's Zebyon Road right here. That could potentially impact Zebyon Road, at least parts of it. I know that road is fairly long. Close to the Greenview Terrace, Pebblebrook Lane area, and Stony Creek Drive, Madison South Drive. Those are the places along Zebyon that we are going to be looking at for this rotation to potentially go over. And along, it looks like 74. Let's see, Deborah Drive, also Northwest Point Drive, Rock Mill Road, Estes Road, Barrington Place. And then as we head into, let's see, let's go into southern Monroe really quick. Jackson-Lindsay Road, Maynard's Mill Road, and Zebyon Road as it goes into parts of, it looks like Monroe County. That road again goes fairly far. So again, this rotation starting to tighten up a little bit near the Lizella area. If you're in Lizella, just head into your safe spot. Probably a good bet. It might go just to the west of you, but still going to prepare you for it anyway. That rotation again where the reds and greens are very close together there, that we are going to be keeping an eye out for that. So it's right about there that we'll be keeping an eye on that rotation. Again, this warning goes until 9:30, so that's for another about 10 minutes or so. We'll see if they continue this threat or not. If you are watching us from anywhere other than Bibb, Monroe, or Crawford County, especially if you are in northern Crawford County, northeastern Crawford County, northern Bibb County, specifically northwestern Bibb County, and then southeastern Monroe County, that is where we are really keeping our focus for this storm, especially that potential rotation within the storm there. I'm going to look into the chat really quick and see if they've said anything about it. Okay, let's see. Cell is looking more ragged, disorganized as it moves into western Bibb, but still showing small circulation. So let's see what we got there. Yeah. Okay, let's see. All right, everyone, so again, this is for, oh, and that looks a lot better. We love that. So again, this goes until 9:30, where we're going to be watching for this cell really quickly. That is continuing to move off to the northeast at 40 miles per hour through parts of Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe counties. Really in Monroe, or Crawford County, excuse me. So if you're in Roberta watching from Crawford County, you don't need to worry about it. This has since passed you really quick. All right, and I am going to pass it off to meteorologist Taylor Stephenson for just 1 minute.
Well, yes, I do. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm here with you to talk about this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, that's for Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe counties. That's until 9 a.m. This morning, and of course, we had that tag for tornado possible. Like Courtney just said, we are doing much better in terms of the actual rotation of the storm. Again, the red and green showing opposite wind directions, and where that circulation was, we're somewhere right in this little area between Sandy Point and Lizella down Highway 80. Thankfully, that rotation has definitely weakened since this has started. But of course, like Courtney said, we're going to treat it as a tornado possible within the area. And we're going to treat it as such. So again, the severe thunderstorm warning is for places in Bibb County, Crawford County, and Monroe County, specifically places in northeastern Crawford County, western Bibb County, and southeastern Monroe County. The places that are going to be hit next in this line would be Lizella, Lake Tobosoffke, and parts of Bolingbroke, especially along the I-475 corridor. So make sure that if you're driving and you're listening to this, to make sure to either get ahead of the storm, or if you're heading out to work, make sure you stay at home as this passes by. Still another 8 minutes on this cell right now, but I will give you the bigger picture of what we're seeing in terms of overall. So right now, of course, that severe thunderstorm warning there for those few counties, but we're not really seeing much shower action anywhere south of that, and that could be a little concerning too, because if we see some breaks in the clouds, that gives enough energy for possibly some redevelopment of storms later on this afternoon. Of course, looking at the day one outlook for severe storms, we did just get chopped off before the 9 a.m. hour. So places like Roberta, Forsyth, and Macon have a level 1 out of 5 risk. Doesn't mean that it's 0, but of course, because we do have a severe thunderstorm warning, but means that the threat has lessened. Anywhere west of I-75, or excuse me, east of I-75 is still in that level 2 out of 5 risk. Let's see what y'all are saying in the chat. And so, again, that severe thunderstorm warning, again, has been issued for Monroe, Crawford, and Bibb counties. If you live anywhere else in central Georgia, you are not under a severe thunderstorm warning, but you may be seeing some light to moderate rainfall. We are seeing some cells redevelop just south and west of this system. I'm going to go back into the circulation and see how much wind we're doing. Okay, so the circulation is definitely broken up, but you can see there's definitely, at the very least, some gusty winds heading straight into Lizella right now. So of course, even though there is a tornado possible and not a tornado warning. Definitely want to treat that as such. Even severe thunderstorm warnings are dangerous within themselves, so make sure to stay inside if you live anywhere near Lizella, Lake Toposovsky, into Wesleyan, and along the I-75 corridor. Yes, so as we head throughout the day, let's see if we can get you an updated timeline. The models, like Courtney said, have been really struggling with this system, but the graph model is showing us that we could see some rounds of rain and showers maybe bubbling up, especially around the 2 to 3 p.m. hour, and our threat may last until about 4 this afternoon. But again, that severe thunderstorm warning is still ongoing, still a tornado possible tag in there. Someone's saying Eastman, you are just seeing maybe some very, very light rain, but the next rounds of storms are really going to come into Butler, Montezuma, Byronville, and Vienna as we head into the mid-morning hours. Of course, that severe thunderstorm warning ongoing until 9:30, so about 5 minutes. Let's see if there's anything else. And they are expiring the severe thunderstorm warning for Bibb, Crawford, and Monroe counties because they're weakening as they head north and east. So very, very good. That will expire within the next 5 minutes. So that's very good news for us. I can even show you where that circulation, yeah, it's definitely weakened altogether. But even if you live near Lake Toposovsky, Lizella, along I-75 and heading into northwestern Bibb County, you're definitely going to see some gusty winds, heavy rain, and maybe some lightning in there as well. If you have any storm reports or any videos, if you live in these areas, we would love to see them. You can send them through the 13WMAZ mobile app through Near Me, or you can send them through our Facebook Messenger, or you can send them through email at news@13WMAZ.com. We would love to see them. But of course, if you're going to take pictures, stay safe while you're doing so. We're looking through the comments right now. Thanks for the update, Rachel. She said it definitely has calmed down in Lizella, which is very good news. Again, the Weather Service is going to allow this severe thunderstorm warning to expire within the next 4 minutes, but I do want to give you an overview of what we're looking at. Definitely some lightning going on in western Jones County, just west of Gray and southwest of Round Oak. So you guys will be getting hit next with this storm. Again, thankfully the rotation has weakened and the storm itself has weakened, but that's just going to be one of the first rounds of these little cells we'll see kind of get ramped up throughout the mid-morning and early afternoon. As you see, even just to the west of the severe thunderstorm warning, into Butler, Marshallville, Reynolds, Montezuma, we're seeing some possible heavy downpours within there. But otherwise, everybody else across central Georgia, especially south of the I-75, I-16 split, very dry. Again, if we go throughout the afternoon and we see this continuing trend of like breaks and clouds and stuff, we could definitely see maybe some stronger storms popping up as we head towards the lunchtime hour into the early afternoon. Rhonda said there's heavy rain on Zebyon Road. Thanks for that update. Make sure that if you are driving, you are taking your time, taking it slow. You could have the potential to hydroplane on those roads, so just take your time if you're driving. But otherwise, we should be good. Wind and thunder picking up. Let me know where you are, Lori. Heavy rain there from Melanie on Eisenhower. So yeah, definitely some heavier rain. If you can stay indoors while this passes, it would be best. If you have to leave, take your time. Again, this severe thunderstorm warning is going to be allowed to expire, thankfully, as we head towards 9:30 a.m. But of course, we do still have the potential to see stuff like this, very strong to severe storms, and the possibility for some very weak and brief tornadoes, especially places that are south and east of the I-75, I-16 split, anywhere from Sparta down to Cordele and east towards Soperton and Vidalia. damaging winds and heavy rain are going to be our biggest threat, but I can definitely show you the potentials we can see. And this is until about 3 p.m. today. While tornadoes are low, it's not zero, just like we had the severe thunderstorm warning that had a tornado possible tag on it. It is possible, but it's not a high risk. Damaging winds, again, heavy rain are our biggest threats. May see some very small hail if we see any at all. We do have a small potential for some flash flooding across places west of I-75 this morning, but otherwise, this severe thunderstorm warning will expire within the next 15 seconds for places in Bibb, Crawford, Monroe County, but otherwise, anyone who lives east of Lizella and into Bolingbroke, you will definitely see some heavy rainfall and some lightning as that goes there, and it has expired, thankfully so. But we will keep you updated on social media. You can follow me, Courtney, Alex, and Ben for all the updates, and we'll definitely be back at midday for more updates. But otherwise, you can keep following us on the app, Facebook, and on YouTube and the website for more updates. We'll see you at noon.